cut it.
So, Editor Troy here. Open up the video. Before you start, major spoilers for Full Metal Alchemist, Demon Slayer, and McDonald's. Enjoy.
Cut it.
Why can't you just look and cut it? Why do you...
Welcome everybody to the episode .03 of the Crispy Gameless podcast. The only podcast that shows you what your quiet friends in life are like when no one is talking over them. Today, obviously, we are not on a couch or in Discord. I am joined by my co-host,
Troy.
as always, and of course, Glenn. We are currently in the... Do you call it
The domicile.
The domicile of one Dolly.Dere, a
_Dere. Excuse you.
fancy thing. Okay, moving on. But we're here because apparently someone welcomed us into a home. It's terrifying, but I guess we'll go ahead and introduce the guest host for this episode, Dolly?
Noise while thing happens on screen. Yum.
What? No!
She did it.
What have we done?
Hi. I did it.
Nice.
Okay.
But, okay, we have a fairly interesting episode for y'all. It's gonna be a lot of weep shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a lot of
the weep shit. That's the whole plan for the episode.
I'm hopeful here, come on. And so, these two, all two weebs, I'm like, pretend weeb, so I guess I'll go ahead and just give them the
You
floor.
look like a weeb, but you're not an actual weeb.
Okay, look, the
I
long
just can't
tail,
watch anime sometimes. You
is
know?
it the McPunch anime, or...
Well, you see, it's you should watch this, and I'll watch it, and I'll enjoy it. If it's the McPunch anime, it's, hey, come watch this. What is this? Oh, I don't know.
I look like a chaotic, anime, fan, but I consider myself a casual watcher.
Okay, this is where I'm gonna cut in clips of
Casual
looking
watcher.
around the domicile of... Okay, so just from where I'm sitting, two body pillows, immediately. Then two giant, I don't even want to call those posters at this
So
point.
there are
They're
3 shelves of
posters.
manga over there. Not
Yeah.
books, shelves.
One is entirely claimed by JoJo.
Yeah.
No, there's 4. There's one down there. And then there's my other shelf, and then my other shelf.
Let me rephrase that. There are 3 bookshelves of manga.
I like reading.
It's terrifying. But why do you not have a Kindle? Easy.
Do you really want to use a Kindle to open Kiss manga?
Oh, God.
Is that what you want to do with your life?
I like having the actual feel of a book. It's nice. It's worth it.
I get that. I liked the idea until I had to deal with books that were 1,000 pages long. I was like, huh,
I don't like the
what
way
did
that, I don't
do?
like the way that those books are. There's just too much.
You gotta be able to open a book with a little thing where you have one finger and you're just it's a magic
Or
trick.
you can just do swipe and pay 27 cents.
Shut up, Zoomer.
It's not worth it.
You two are a bunch of Zoomers! You're watching this anime shit? Oh no, it's a fucking Sugoi Dekai, big titty woman. Okay, moving on.
Yes.
I like anime women.
That's very apparent that you like anime woman. That's not a question here, that's a statement.
Not, but it's just the Japanese cartoon. But the thing is that the culture's entirely different.
Mm-hmm.
The different stuff shows up. It's not America where it's just emotional repression gun.
Yeah, it's what happened. There's people that were more popular in the anime community that made us look like we're really stupid. But it's what got me into anime was getting into the culture itself whenever I was really young. I loved the culture, and then I saw Miku, and then I was and then that got me into anime itself.
So, actual question, what is the deal with Miku? I know she's a Vocaloid.
Yeah, she's not anime.
What? Why?
It's amazing. The concert
So why
has
do you
been...
need pop stars when you can just
Yeah,
have 3D
hologram.
models?
Yeah, but I've been to 2 of her concerts. The other one got canceled right now because of COVID, so it got delayed.
Big one, big
So
one.
I'm waiting. So I've been to 2 of her concerts, and it was really fun. And you'd think that people there are really rude, but no, they're really nice. And I've bought a lot of things there. That's where in conventions stuff like that. People think it's I think people don't get that it's an escapism type of thing. Kind of with video games and stuff like that.
I mean, you all on Crispy Gamers podcast. We have yet to talk about video games and will not talk about video games. Moving on. Continue.
Oh, I completely forgot what I was talking
You obviously know about like the otaku lifestyle thing, right?
Okay. In regards to the otaku lifestyle, I know of it in passing. Like, of course, I know of that box that they were trying to do with Kickstarter. It had a little anime woman in it that was basically Alexa but with tits.
As far as I understand, the otaku is a specific like hyper anime focused group of people, generally in Japan, whose existence is like existing on a bed watching anime and then going and just rotating with it. That's just all they do and inhale.
I thought otaku was more like
It might also just be
they're
a
more
casual
like a
term.
hermit. They're like that's like a ruder term of saying they're like a hermit and they're like constantly online. Weeaboo is more like the anime like
I would
otaku
think
that
it
you
would be
described.
reversed.
No, weeaboo's on the anime side. Like whenever people say Koreaboo, they mean like K-pop. People that are like really into K-pop.
Interesting. I thought Koreaboo was Koreabo.
Because
I
whenever
thought it
I
was like the Yu-Gi-Oh card.
No, that's like K-pop and stuff. And like
Of
even
course.
though like I don't, people probably think that I like listen to a lot of K-pop. There's only like 2 bands I listen to that are like K-pop, and it's not BTS. I do not want to listen to BTS. That's not my style.
So again, I've heard in passing about the BTS.
Because have you
Why?
have you heard
I don't get it either. I mean, I try to understand it. It's just not my thing.
have you seen a video called Me Me Me?
I love that video so much.
Because that's like
I
all of my understanding
I
of
have-
otaku. Like that and the guy who did the
Okay.
video.
That is a really good description
It's
of
the
an
equivalent
otaku.
of like a repressed memory. It just came back. I remember Me now. With like the girl dancing and the guy who's really
Then it
sad
goes
boy.
dark, it goes into
and
red
then
and
it goes
black.
off the deep end
Mhm.
and it's like, oh, so this was about being a sad boy. It went Evangelion on us. It really did.
But like, I haven't. I've watched a lot of anime, but it's like some of the like anime that like a lot of people watch. They're like, you haven't watched that? Like, I have not finished Sword Art Online. Like, I cannot finish that.
Like your
'Cause
Naruto's
for
and
me,
your One
like,
Pieces.
There are roughly
tried to do
there are
One Piece.
3 animes that are so eternally long that it's just impossible to get through them, and that's
Naruto.
Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece.
I want to get into One Piece. Out of those 3, I'd probably.
I mean,
Because I've
honestly, right
seen
now it's
roughly
less
the
time.
first like 2 seasons of Naruto and Dragon Ball, and they're pretty good. But from there, it's just like, how do they keep this story going? Why is there enough story to keep going?
It's called power scaling is broken, and you just keep throwing
You
shit at the
think
main
there's a
character.
problem? Come on, Goku is actually a god. It's in the name.
I just could not get into Dragon Ball. I mean, I think it's like whenever I've seen it, I like the characters. It's just getting into it was hard for me.
Because from what I've seen, like because apparently the first Dragon Ball actually is not fight heavy at all, even a little bit.
I saw a little bit of it. It's not that.
It's just a weird, like, unconventional humor, and
It's
it's like
so weird.
roughly based off Journey
It's
to the
so
West.
weird.
And then the next series, they were like, okay, now that that season's done, it's just child monkey fighting people.
It's so weird, but like I enjoyed it. But it's like I saw how many episodes there were, and I just did not want to go there. I was like, no.
In case you didn't know, one of the crucial things about Dragon Ball is that the main characters are Saiyans, which are like weirdly descended from monkeys, and they have tails. And at the full moon, they become giant gorillas.
I like actually thought you meant Sans Undertale. And that, like
They
I
are
was like,
Sans.
no, the main character of Dragon Ball is Sans.
So, okay. Because I know vaguely of Journey to the West because of... So currently Lego is doing a theme called the Monkey Kid. And the Monkey Kid Lego theme is Monkey Kid but in modern day. So, like they have the Monkey King mech, which is a big Lego mech
So,
of like the Monkey King, and they
From
fight a
what
bunch
I've
of
had
bulls.
summarized of Journey to the West. Apparently, Journey to the West is actually about like a Buddhist monk and searching teachings. But
I
the
don't even
first
know what you're talking about.
the first 7 chapters of Journey to the West are establishing how the Monkey King came about. Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, because he's like a big mythological figure. So apparently, he was like a rock that got hit by lightning and then became a monkey.
Well, yeah, you hit anything by lightning, it just happens. I mean, do you know
That
Sonichu?
monkey-
Lightning.
Ran around for long enough that he got like annoyed and went up to like a forbidden monk to learn how to be immortal. and that monk taught him how to be immortal and how to change into the shape of things so that the gods can't come and fucking smite him to stop
I
him
have
from
no
being
idea what
immortal
you're
anymore.
talking about. Wait, well, like, what animes have you, like, tried watching or have you watched?
Okay.
Like, have you
so
finished any?
I have finished some. The animes that I finished, of course, my first anime was brought over by my uncle because he had a DVD copy from a friend in Japan, and it's fairly well known. Sword Art Online.
Oh, that's such a bad
And
anime
then-
to start off on.
And then from there, honestly, didn't watch a whole lot for a few years because, of course, it's like, oh, it's just cartoon, wacky. And then after that, I was basically held down to watch High School DxD, which once you get back past the large amount of tits, there is a story there. Darling in the Franxx, then
That one's
Evangelion.
bad.
Darling was good until the last few episodes.
Darling
And even
was
then-
okay. I liked the only character that I liked was Zero Two, and that's kind of a given.
Well, yeah, because the anime woman.
'Cause
She had pink hair and she was cute.
the first like serious anime I got to watch was probably Tokyo Ghoul.
That one's good. I'll admit, even though it's
Yeah.
kind of like on the like more bland anime now,
Yeah.
I still really like it because
I
of
think-
what it like gave me.
I
really
watched like
nice.
the first 2 seasons, and then I tried to watch Tokyo Ghoul Re at some
Like
point,
this
and I was just
Re?
like, how did this happen?
I couldn't get into Tokyo Ghoul Re. Like, I mean, I
Like
liked
it's,
the
it's
characters.
clear that there's like stuff that builds up, but it's
Mhm.
so not nearly the same content.
I think the first like serious one that I watched was Soul Eater. That one was really good. I think you'd really like Soul Eater.
Well, yeah, like talking about like the major grades, from what I understand, I
Mhm.
couldn't get.
How could you not get through Death Note? That one's so good.
I still haven't watched Death Note. It's
That
on the
one's
list.
so
I
good.
got up
Just don't watch
to,
the movie. Just don't watch the movie.
I got up to where the ginger hair man and blonde psychopath girlfriend are in like a call with his dad, and his dad's about to kill the both of them, and that's where I remember I
Wait, Light?
stopped.
You mean Light? Light's not ginger. Light is like really like. No, he has like a light brown hair.
I thought he was like auburn.
It's You mean Light Yagami and Misa Misa? Oh, I know what scene you're on.
Yes. And I just kind of went, okay.
You
this
just
is-
completely stopped. You were just like, yeah, this scene. Completely stopped
Yeah,
watching the anime.
I looked at it and went, yeah, no. No, just cut it. After that, I tried to watch Watamote.
That one is. It's only if you really get anxiety to where you can actually finish the entire thing.
Yeah, no.
Because the opening, you think it's gonna be like this badass, like really
just
cool anime,
cool.
and then
It's just
it
really
goes really to
sad.
metal, and then it goes to
really sad.
anxious girl.
Yeah, you have 2 giant posters of it. I did watch Panty and Stocking.
Panty and Stocking was one of my first ones too. That one's really good.
I'm halfway through JoJo currently.
Which part are you on? Oh, same.
You make noises no matter what. Somehow you completely botch the audio, even if we don't have popcorn.
sound quality.
We're about to watch part 4.
Part 4 is my favorite. Part 4
Yeah.
is easily my favorite part.
Like listening to y'all actually discuss it, I realize that most of the animes I've watched are like, hey, watch this anime, people go punch, and I'm like, okay.
You like a
And
lot of
then I
animes
just
with
do
punch.
it. I just end up watching shonen because it feels like
Yeah.
the prevalence of haha opai is less there.
Wait, it's not in Shonen Jump? Doesn't exist.
There are some animes
I
that
don't
really
think
like
I
that
want
are
to watch
cringy.
like 2 of the actual animes in Shonen Jump, if I'm completely honest.
No. I just remember I bought a copy of Shonen Jump because it had a Yu-Gi-Oh card in it. It had Elemental Hero The Shining.
I think you'd really like Hunter x Hunter.
Because like more recently,
You don't pronounce the X in the middle of it. It's just
I've-
Hunter x Hunter.
I've like watched
Wait,
fully.
why?
Oh, don't question it.
Because
It's fine.
I watched the last season of My Hero because I got like into My Hero.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first it was like, hey, Deku's kind of interesting, and then it was like, wow, Deku's like not had a ton of character growth, crazy, and I was just like, yeah, Kirishima, Rockman.
I think I got through The last thing I've seen of My Hero would have to be them saving Bakugo, and then I watched both of the movies that came out in theaters. And that's it.
I still haven't watched the movies.
Yeah, because the first movie is...
I haven't watched the movies either.
Yeah, because
Because they're not like canon. They're not like manga level canon. They're more like canon, but to me they're not
Like,
really
do you
canon.
really need to watch
From
them?
what
Yeah, that's what I see. Yeah, I'm like, I don't really care. It's more like a side quest.
from what I understand, the first movie's canon, the second one is a pretend ending. So the first movie is, yes, we go to an island that's really fancy and fight
And
man.
there's a new character
Ooh.
that we don't care about.
Yeah. And then the second one is, you know what? Deku, shit Teal, give your superpower to Bakugo. Easy. And then he does. It's like, fuck, okay. And... Okay, I'm here to listen to you fucking weebs explain why you like this anime bullshit.
Well then,
It was a big part of like my life basically. I mean, everyone like whenever you're in anime, like really in anime, you always have that cringy weeb phase, which is like for me it was the Hitalia fandom.
I never had...
Hitalia is the one with the state, the countries and their people, and that was a big. Leave me alone. That was a big phase
What's
for me.
Hitalia?
It's like the countries like
So it's an
America
anime.
is a person.
But instead of having like cohesive, like crazy characters, whatever, it just takes countries, boils them into moe characters, and just puts them into a show.
It's so great though. Even though like it was really cringy for like my friends and I that were in it, it was really funny. Like whenever I look back on it, I'm like, yeah, that was cringy, but it was funny.
I can assume that all the countries have like almost racist accents behind them as
No,
well.
they're not really like no, they are in like the English dub, but like in the English sub, it's not like that. I mean, it's not that bad. The dub, it's more like really just funny. It's a huge like it does teach you about stuff, but it's really like it's like a parody.
Can I assume that the German lady and the France lady don't really like each
They're
other?
guys.
Oh.
Most of them are guys. But China's a chick though.
It's that easy.
And is America just orange man bad?
No, well, it was before like Trump was a thing. It was back in like whenever I was in junior high.
So it was Obama, but an anime girl.
They mentioned that in another anime called Osamatsu-san. They mentioned
What's
Obama.
What's Osama-san?
Osamatsu-san.
You're gonna mention shit.
I need
Explain.
to. Okay, here. I'm gonna actually show him a picture of all 6 of them and tell him because I can tell which ones are which.
I'm terrified.
Incredible.
Give me a minute.
In the meantime, I think the other anime that I like got through all of in the 2-week span, which was described, was like Demon Slayer. Because a friend was like, "You have to watch Demon Slayer."
Okay, here, I'll just save it so I can turn it.
I've heard about Demon Slayer.
So why haven't
one's
they
really
released the
good.
friggin'
That one's
movie?
really good.
They're like, you don't get another season or episode. We're gonna release a movie.
Here's
They
Osamatsu-san.
haven't.
Choromatsu, Karamatsu, Osamatsu, Ichimatsu, Joshimatsu, and Toramatsu.
Wait, what? You can't just do that and expect me not to. Okay. What?
Choromatsu, Karamatsu, Osamatsu, Ichimatsu, Joshimatsu, Toramatsu.
I'm gonna throw an image of it like right about here. They're all the same goddamn human being. It's you know the copy paste tool but the show
That's
apparently.
one of my favorite anime like of all time is Osamatsu-san.
They didn't even do like a Power Rangers thing where they changed the
They're all
colors.
related. They're all related.
Of course they're all related.
Yeah, but like, it's like a huge like. There are like deep moments in the anime, but it's a huge like comedy anime. It's really good.
I'm sure there's deep
And there's just one
moments
part.
when you're.
There's one part where it has Obama. It's so funny.
What? So we
In
have.
conclusion, Obama funny.
Oh wait, but speaking of Demon Slayer,
Inosuke head said head Inosuke head.
When did you just pull that
I
from?
spent money on this.
From right here. It's been sitting here the whole
I
time.
spent money on this.
Just haven't noticed it.
Oh, it's that character over here. You have
Mhm.
a small set. How much did you spend on the statue?
Wait, the figurine?
Yes.
That was like $25.
Okay, how much did you spend on the
I
head?
don't want to say how much I spent. on
How
the
much
head.
did you spend on the
I
head?
don't wanna spend on the
How
head.
much did you spend on the
I
head?
got it on sale.
Silence.
Okay,
Can I give you like an estimation?
how much did you spend on the
It
head?
was over $200.
Take your.
Because this character that has the head is down over there. They're found apparently having taught themselves how to use the weird swords. Okay, let's just back it all the way up. So premise: there are demons that come
Oh,
out
the
at night
demons.
and like eat people.
They beg.
Hi,
But there's one guy, the
But
main
they're
bad
like
guy,
fast and
that
strong.
can turn the humans
But
into demons.
It's not like a zombie movie where it's like they just multiply. There's just one guy that's just, you're a demon now. Why? Because I am your
Because-
god. Okay, great. But
It's really good though. It has like its own unique art style to it. That's what attracted me to
Let
it
me
first,
get
was how
the,
unique the art style.
the like one good thing from episode 19.
I like how we finally got into explaining anime, and I realized this is awful.
Yeah, suffer.
Is this your payback for Nathan Masri? Is that what this is?
That's possible.
As a side note,
Your
so
payback to the Garfield.
as a side note, so would you? So Nathan has posted on his Instagram that coronavirus is not actually coronavirus. It's sarin gas that was released
Look
by.
at the pretty circles.
I like the pretty circles. You know what we're adding to here? We're gonna add my wife.
Here's the more pretty circles.
Okay, we're just gonna add my wife. There we go.
But general premise is...
She wants to be included.
So, you know, the only way to deal with demons, of course, instead of like police or reasonable structure, is a series of samurai trained in...
These things just appeal. I don't know where they're coming from. They just get summoned out of the ether in here.
trained in fancy breathing arts to make the sword swing gooder.
And they also have like different like powers like water,
Yeah,
electricity, and other
but
stuff.
because apparently breathing art makes you good. So the protagonist is like water, so all of his like sword cuts
They
are
also- one of them
like
like
waves and movements.
each of them get like their own like heightened like sense. Like he can smell, like he's like a bloodhound. Like he can smell things like from really far away. Inosuke, he has like really good eyesight and like sense for
And
like
so that being
knowing-
said, you know,
Yeah.
all the training and things you're supposed to do to like get stronger in the different school, he just like appears wearing a boar head and hitting things. He's
It's
apparently
so
equally
great.
as powerful as the rest of the series, but
Mhm. But he also like they take off his mask like with the first episode that you see him in, and he looks like a girl.
So he's me.
People
But
have
then-
said that he looked like me.
you're gonna love the final character in this trio.
Okay, man. What is the
You're
final-
really doing it.
What is the final?
His
character?
name is Zenitsu. He was sold not necessarily into slavery, but in order to have the one guy teaching this one type of like sword breathe form to finally have a student. He only knows one move.
I'm looking at a man who. Is that a man? That is a man.
it's a boy.
Okay.
Zenitsu only knows one move.
He had a
Oh, I
sword.
know what you're talking about. His fighting dynamic is like kind of cool though.
He's also incredibly anxious and almost useless in any situation where his life is not immediately in peril.
Except whenever he like faints or is just passed out cold.
Yeah.
That's
He
whenever he
sounds-
becomes useful.
He sounds awful.
He needs to be protected at all costs, basically.
The first time we meet him, the main protagonist is like, I gotta get over here to get over here, and he's literally like in the middle of a field telling a woman, marry me.
Yeah, he's
please,
begging this woman for
please."
marriage. And she's just like, all I did was help you. And he's just like, please,
I think it's more like, I want to get
me.
married before I die.
Because he thinks that every situation's like a near-death situation.
I mean, it is, in general,
But
but...
he's just like, I am walking And he's just super anxious. It's great.
Literally the only move he knows is like the classic like samurai draw the blade and run forward movement. And that's it. That's all he can do.
He has lightning.
It's called
powers.
Thunderclap
It's
and Flash.
What the fuck?
They just name it like they name it, okay?
So,
it's not a
so
problem.
we have a man who's apparently just pig man-ish.
Yeah, you
My
have a big
favorite.
man who has
He's
some
my
cut up
favorite.
swords going ran, ran, ran. We have incredibly anxious man holding a sword going mew.
This is just the
And,
Ninja Gaiden
And
intro.
then the main character is Tanjiro.
And the main character is just like
We haven't talked about the main character yet? I thought
No.
Bowman... Who is the main character?
No,
of this?
Tanjiro. He's the one that's carrying the box
he's-
that has his sister in it.
yeah, his
Did
defining
his sister
trait.
get a box?
Okay,
Yeah.
his sister is a demon.
Wait. Then you probably want to lead the main plot of the
We
show
completely
next
forgot-
You
time.
asked about the door head first.
We completely went to
You
total
asked about the
spoiler.
door head first.
We went to spoiler territory with this shit. It was just like
We only spoiled characters though. We didn't spoil moments.
yeah, but like his sister gets turned into a demon in the first episode because their house gets attacked while he's like shipping stuff because they were farmers and stuff. And he comes back. He's cool. He's a good boy. And fun fact.
Why
he
is
can
his
headbutt
face so
people.
small?
He headbutts people.
Why is his face so small?
Leave him
It just
alone.
is,
He's a pure
okay?
boy. I wanna,
It's got little earrings.
he's adorable. Look, no, you gotta look at him. Look at him smile.
So he does the water thing, which has like 9 different movements. Like he's
True.
got a full
He has a bunch of
protagonist set
stuff.
over here.
He looks like if you walked into a Kmart and found Deku.
Oh my
He's
God.
Kmart Deku.
Let me see him again to verify
I sent
this
him another
claim.
one.
Not really. It's the thing. Because Deku's like actually dying half the time. And he's like, I'll do it.
And
I'll
Tanjiro like
fight them,
actually
sure.
gets through the stuff.
Tanjiro's just like, well, gonna die. Nice seeing you. Time to go fight the devil.
That's a really good like summary of Demon Slayer.
I've accepted that I might die. I've sworn to seppuku if one of these things fucks up. Let's fucking go!
All you fucking anime fans are always like, I'm so down with dying as long as I get the super cool fight out of it. Why is this everything? Why?
Well, it's because it's the Japanese culture. Like,
But not all anime is like fighting. It's like there's slice of life and then
like
there's
it was
drama.
one of the few heavily imperial nations. Like, in World War II, this is the country that wouldn't give us their guns until they scrubbed off a logo that said they were their guns.
They didn't do that.
I'm gonna stay silent about this section.
I don't like this.
They made a
What
history
other
of
questions
entire
do you have
swordsmanship, combat,
about,
and
like,
use
anime?
apart from all of it.
This isn't me asking questions. This is torturing me for Garfield. So,
Whatever nice thing is there. Also, have any of the fucking degenerates made you attempt to watch Monster Musume?
no one has made me watch the monster porn show. No.
High School of the Dead.
No.
That one's a really good one. High School of the Dead's one of my favorites. That one's really good.
Is that the one where that one clip is from, where the girl's tits bounce around a bullet?
Yes! That is High School of the Dead. That is how tits work, apparently.
Incredible.
God, that... I didn't know how I felt about it whenever I first watched it. I was just like, okay. That was actually one of the first ones that, like, horror ones that I watched was High School of the Dead. It was really good. I'm looking at other ones
There's
because
whatever,
I have a
like-
bunch of anime like on the side.
Oh,
of my
that's
thing.
very apparent.
And then, of course, like, I feel like most people I've known have gotten themselves to watch Full Metal Alchemist. I have a brother, part of the old one.
I tried watching Brotherhood.
I tried to watch Brotherhood.
It was like the second or third anime I ever watched.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of like the absolute like first.
I
one
got
ever
up to the
watched.
point to where they meet a guy and he has a daughter and a dog.
Oh no!
Oh,
No,
we're in
no.
that territory.
Dale. That's the last time I.
You
remember
found the
being
one
there.
twist in the series.
Wait, what?
Well, there are like 2 twists in the series, and it's that, and then it's, you know,
Redwood.
the big ending where it's like, your idea stupid, you're stupid, stupid.
I haven't watched past this point because they're just like, hey, look at this guy. He's got family. Okay, we'll find him the fancy rock. The fuck?
You don't got family anymore.
These two, that. These two, that.
He's a scientist. It makes chimera.
Does she get like separated at the end?
So, equivalent
Oh,
exchange.
no.
You're alchemist. So, if you combine creature, it's crazy, but they no talk. How you make creature that talk? You take
'Cause you know
something
that he
that can
made-
talk, and you take creature,
Because you realize, didn't his like wife go missing, right?
and you put it together.
like, so what happened is he made one of those, and so they were like, oh, how are we gonna get another one? And so he got desperate for money. And so
Because the government like gives you money if you are military grade alchemy,
and so he had to
and you
make
get a
a new
little code
one.
name. So the reason it's called the Full Metal Alchemist is because the main character.
Yeah, he has like the metal arm and stuff, and also the little brother is a suit
But
of
like,
armor.
but like Edward, like he walked into I think it was his house, and then I think Nina's little girl and the dog were gone, and then there's this creature that is in front of him, and then he's like, it could talk, and then he's like, and it's like, oh, why does it hurt so much? And then the father comes out of the shadows like, oh, I am big bad man, and then he realizes what happened.
And then convenient outside plot device erases him.
So what happens to the gold dog though?
She eventually ends up getting killed. Like
Convenient
later
plot
on.
device also erases girl dog.
Yeah.
Was the point just to tug at your heartstrings and to be a dick?
Maybe.
Kinda.
Was it just
Probably.
was it just to show that people are awful? Like shit, I didn't know that already. Fuck.
Well, the
It
idea
was
is okay.
it was sad.
So there's an undercurrent, like side thing about Fullmetal Alchemist that there was a war against like in another culture where they were having some trouble. So the alchemists are technically a part of the kingdom of that area, and so they are considered a part of the military. So the alchemists were sent in a wartime scenario as a weapon. And there are alchemists that can summon fire from air.
I remember the guy who can snap his fingers and
Thanos.
flames.
And that's on the low end.
I don't know much
and
about
then
it.
on
I've
the
just
high
seen
end
specific
you have
scenes.
gold dog hybrids.
On the
Yeah.
high, like, war crimes end. Like, not necessarily the high, like, death end. And so that culture apparently, like, summons from one of their, like, deities, like a prophet who does the anti-alchemy. Because instead of being an alchemist, because they disassemble what's happening, put it back into its component parts, and put it back together into whatever they need it to do. And so that's how alchemy would function. He just disassembles things. So he just disassembles alchemists to get rid of them.
Oh wait, for this like confusing topic, since you seem like your brain seems like it's about to explode. The time that I got you out of your comfort zone for boba tea. Even though it's not like
no.
specifically-
But
but,
before
like,
we, but
even though
no,
it's not, like,
no,
anime
you don't
related.
just pivot after
but
that.
I'm saying,
no.
you look confused. So I'm saying
So-
if you wanted
so-
to do something that makes your brain less smooth, it makes your brain more big brain. Because you're having smooth brain right now.
Okay. So, alchemy is supposedly science.
I'm gonna finish your alchemy bullshit, and we're gonna take a break while I go take a moment and attempt to process the bullshit that was just spouted here. My stomach hurts. I don't like this. Finish your alchemy bullshit.
I want Jello.
So, the
Get
main
the job.
reason of the thing is that because mother, yeah, and like I think we have this stuff to say mother make person, and they make the circle, and apparently in order to bring mother back to life, they need to contact like the knowing of all knowledge, and so the equivalent exchange is they have to pay the cost of knowing all knowledge. And that cost is apparently his brother's entire body, his arm and his leg. And so in the very few moments before he gets too much knowledge, he just goes, okay, never mind. And then he quickly, like, fucking seals a suit of armor to put his brother back into something. Get memed.
Welcome back to the Crispy Gameless Podcast, second segment. So, obviously, you all know about Gamel Sand. The amazing sand that Gamels like to drink. Well, apparently there's Gamel Pebbles now. What?
So, I actually worked at a boba tea place, which I will actually be going back to really
Explain
soon.
boba tea to these people.
Okay, so boba tea it can be either like a milk tea or like just normal like flavored tea, and you can have different, they call them toppings, but you can get jelly, boba, and then like other things too, like different flavors of jelly, or you can get none at all. But it's like basically like glamorized like tea, and I love it a lot. It's really good.
And the last time we hung out with Dolly, we tried these Gamel Pebbles, and I'll save my statement for a second. Troy, what was your review of the Pebble?
I am to review boba tea. The tea seemed like okay. The problem is, you never had the thing when you're like trying to drink the part of something and something like flies up and you weren't ready for it. That was the entire
They
experience.
added too much boba.
Well, I wasn't ready for like any of it. Is the thing. If there were like 2 things of boba in there, I still would have been. That was odd. It's just not like, and it's not like it's like something you like bite into a couple times. They're really chewy.
They're really chewy.
It's like pieces of licorice in there.
Oh.
Like, how do you drink this?
Do you want me to explain how we make boba, like the gamer pebbles? Do you want me to explain how we make them?
My review of the Gamel Pebbles is, oh dear God, why? Because, first of all, the cups they come in like normal, like 16-ounce cups. But the tops all...
Why are you complaining that you just can't
The
put a
tops
straw
have
in a piece of
No,
plastic?
where you
the
put
tops
This
have-
is user error.
You put the straw through the plastic. It
He
shouldn't
failed.
disintegrate.
He failed so bad. He
He
kept
can't do
doing this, and then
He's dead.
he made a mess. You made a mess whenever you opened the boba
You know, like
tea.
a Capri Sun box, they have a little spike and they go in. It's that, but on like a bigger scale,
You see
and you
this
fucked it up.
flap? It's not.
No, it's so like it's also so like what if there's like boba that you can't get to? It's like it's like. Plus, it's like really simple. They come in. They have these own machines with those on there, and then you put it in and you press the button, and then they put the plastic on there for you.
How do you make this garbage?
Okay, so how to make boba? The jelly already comes in like pre-made. The boba,
Okay.
it comes in like this. It's like a powdered little ball, and it's brown. It's not like the
Like an
squishy.
Obies.
But it, like whenever you squish it, it's not squishy. It just turns into powder. So what you do is you get the water, a giant like pot, and you put water and it's boiling. Then you put the boba in. 40 minutes. Stir it every like 5 or 10 minutes. And then whenever that happens, you let it cool down. You turn it off. Cool down for 20 minutes. And then you keep stirring it. And then you dump it out onto like, I forgot what those are called, the strainers. And then you have to massage the boba. You have to massage the boba.
You have to care.
You have to
for
care
the
for the boba.
You have to raise it as your own child.
You have to massage it, like you push it down. But sometimes it would be like so hot, so you'd have to use something else. But like I was kind of like, I knew I was doing it so much that like I knew like it wouldn't hurt. So I kept doing it, and then you have to get it to where it's like a certain consistency, to where it's like squishy, to where it's not like, it's like it kind of like bounces. It's not like,
Yeah, they will
to where
always
it's not like where
squish you.
like, so like if you just take them out like that and you chew into it, it just chews through. It's not like chewy. It's like it just goes straight through.
Yeah, I was almost expecting the boba balls, the pebbles, to
Oh,
be
you mean the
almost...
ones that pop? Because they have those too.
Wait, what?
They
There's
have,
different levels of pebble?
okay, so they have the regular boba, which is the ones that we make, and then they have the jelly, which is just like, it's kind of like Jello, basically, but in pieces. and I think you'd like the jelly. And then popping boba is boba, but it pops. So like it's really thin, and it pops, and there's like juice, and it's like
So it's
there's like strawberry, lychee, like mango.
When I heard
Gush
popping
show.
boba, I just imagined like popcorn, just like in tea.
So it's like a
My brain
gush.
didn't attempt to realize what that would taste like.
It is
just-
a gushers are very chewy. Popping boba isn't very chewy. You just bite into it, and it just pops. It's like popping a pimple.
No, that's
I
not.
wanna peel that
Those aren't the
onion.
same.
I just
Not
wanted
even
to
at
say
all.
that just to make you grossed out.
You see what I go through?
It's just not equivalent.
I'm in pain. Do you want to do a boba taste test? So with boba, just tea? Do you want one of each? Do
Would you like boba tea without boba?
you just want like?
There might be this
Do you
time
just
at
want me to
work.
make a glass of just one of each?
And put some gummy bears at the bottom to get the pure
I don't
experience.
have any gummy bears.
This is the same level as the guy at work that ordered a Jack and Coke, no Jack.
Oh my god.
Sheldon at the Bing Bang Theory. I want a rum and Coke. Virgin. So a Coke. Yes.
I'm gonna go run and make it.
Oh,
Boing.
Now that our guest is gone, it's time for you to be tortured. Welcome all to the weekly golf day, where we talk about the latest news with golf routines. So, first of all, Troy.
He didn't have this prepared. He was ready. I'm terrified.
So, first of all, have you been following the golf routines Twitter recently?
No.
So, one of the latest posts they just threw up was, here's a little tease. Cats aren't the only things with 9 lives. Nathan Masry has 9 lives too, and nothing's going to make him give up on at Golf Routines app, Globe and Mail newspaper. So, and then it plays a little trailer for what I would like to call the Golf Routines movie. So, I'm gonna go ahead and. So, we're going to go ahead and watch this. So,
Or for these party cups.
we'll talk about the party cups in a second. So, we're going to watch this in 3, 2, 1. The dome. So, no, we don't need to listen to that again. No. Okay. So, I have to ask you, what do you think would be in the Golf Routines movie? Because they just posted this after they got all the merchandise from the old Paramount Golf Routines, Golf Routine movies. You know, The Tale of Two Kitties. So, what do you think it's going to explore? Is it going to explore how Nathan Masry has to fight against the Google reviewer trolls? Is it going to talk about how he created Intergaging? Or how his dad just owns Mr. Subs?
Nathan Masry PogChamp.
Or the fact that he has all of the golf field telephones. I'm waiting for your response. What?
He can't. There's actually nothing that could possibly be made that would be worth making, like, in the slightest.
I'm sorry, that's not the right answer. But the correct answer to what the Golf Routines movie is going to be, it's going to be all of it. What I want is a animated, almost like the Smurfs, where you have Nathan Masry as the main human, and then you have Garfield, Odie, Normal, all of them. We may save Normal for the sequel, Garfield Eats 2, The Big Cow Caper. We're going to save Normal for Garfield Eats 2. And then we're going to have Garfield come up and he's like, "Hello, Nathan. I have a proposition for you." And Nathan's like, "Oh, really, Garfield? I would love to talk about your proposition." Where do we go from here, Troy?
We go press the power button on TV
No.
and we stop this fucking fever dream. God, why? the You know, you just heard it, but you wanna know what the actual trailer was?
Boo.
Just a guy behind Nathan Mazuri, the camera, as he walked into his own restaurant. It's like a fucking B-roll from Pawn Stars.
And one last thing, you have to give us a review of the Golf Who Eats movie, Postal. What is your opinion?
It's just the man pointing at you.
But look at his face, isn't that a little too small?
No, I've seen enough Tucker Carlson memes to tell you it is not too small. There is never too small.
Okay.
But okay, now that the content is back,
This one
that was
is
your weekly golf date, people. What do we have here?
this one is taro and this one is honeydew. And then I'll just put them down here. And you guys can try them, whichever one you want to try first.
It's Cosmo and Wanda.
Oh my god.
I was gonna say that it's fucking Joker colors.
We live in a
Gamey.
society.
but okay then.
Reaching is hard, flavors aren't real.
I guess.
It might be a tiny bit watered down because of the ice at the front, at the top, but
I mean, it's tea. The flavor is normally somewhat subtle.
that one's extremely sweet.
You know when you've had cereal and you're like,
That's how we describe taro, is the cereal milk.
There's like a boning sensation.
That's how it feels like for honeydew with me. The taro one's my favorite.
Doesn't taste like honey though. What is it?
Do you want to switch them, or?
Yes. Tell me what the hell
both
that
of you,
is.
whenever you guys are done with those, you guys need to rank them.
Okay. Witness the green.
I guess he used a straw. I don't have to.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Try this side. Nah.
Yeah, taro is literally just the milk at the bottom of the cereal
You know
bowl.
the taste of like biting into a watermelon?
No, I don't.
Oh my, yeah, you've never had a watermelon.
He doesn't eat vegetables.
You've only had like a pea, right, and like a carrot.
Because it was put in my Dr. Pepper. But yeah, I want to say it's like Lucky Charms milk. It has
love
that
Lucky Charms.
like slight sweet tinge to it.
Both of you rate those at a like a 1 to 10 rating.
So, including the first boba tea I had, which was a milk iced.
Yeah,
boba
which is a
tea.
normal. It's called classic milk tea.
Classic milk tea. That's gonna be a 3.
What about just the tea? Like, don't include the boba.
That is just the tea with the boba.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just was weird. There was no like flavor. It was just like
Their milk tea
weird
is different from
in
the
a
one that I
cup.
make. The one that I make is it's creamer, and you put like it is like milk creamer, and then you put sugar in it, and so it's sweeter.
Okay, and then
Theirs is more like milky, subtle, creamy.
the green one caused me actual pain, so that's gonna be 1. And then the taro, I'm gonna put it like a 6. It's above average because it's not awful. Like I could see myself drinking that, but not as like a regular thing.
Not all like these are just like milk teas. They have like regular tea too.
So
Okay,
I'd
so-
say that like the first classic milk tea you were saying at the place, probably like a 4. Just tasted really bland.
The one that
It's kinda
the
like
one that
eating a
I
Nilla
make,
wafer.
the one that I make isn't
But
bland.
drink. But like drink. The cereal water, I could. This is.
Taro.
I don't know what these are. I just know they
The
taste
purple
like.
one's taro.
It's taro and honeydew. Honeydew, I'd say that one's like a solid like 6.
Wow, I think it's probably because you went straight down to the bottom.
I still have the aftertaste of the honey in my mouth.
Whenever I had to make honeydew, like at the store, like whenever I opened the bag of
Like I'm
honeydew
fine with
powder.
just tasting
the whole
eating
house
a
smells
watermelon.
like
Give me
honeydew.
more of this cereal water. I need to wash it down.
Oh, if you just want that one, you can have it.
Eating watermelon.
Well, how did you rate the
And then I'd probably do the cereal water. It's the taro you were saying. Probably like a 7. Like, I don't know if
That
I'd go
one's
that
my
way for it,
favorite.
but I'd enjoy it, you know.
That one's my
Pretty
favorite. Usually whenever my friends
It's just
go
not
like
the-
to my job, I give them discounts.
Well, yeah.
Because it's a nice thing to do.
But, okay then. Is there any kind of other weird weeb food drinks that y'all indulge in?
I mean, there's ramune. That's kind of like
Well,
it's
yeah,
I
soda.
don't eat food. I subsist off of fast food. It's
I
a
used
problem.
to eat I used to eat
There isn't
Pocky.
produce in my house. It's
Like I used to eat Pocky. You know what that is, right?
It's like a
it's
like
like
a.
the stick and
Well,
it has
my
chocolate on it.
understanding of Pocky is it's like if you took a graham cracker, like made it a stick,
You just
you
rolled it up
okay,
like
so
this.
you know when you
Did it
get like the little snacks,
chocolate?
the snack things, you little sticks. And
No,
bit of
I
cheese?
don't. I
I know
had
what you're
Have you
oh,
not
like
ever
in
packed your
Nutella?
lunch?
Oh, the ones
Okay,
in Nutella?
okay.
Yeah.
Never had Nutella. But moving on. So my lunches have always consisted of a small mix that is normally Cheez-It based with a bit of Dorito,
I
bit of
remember.
pretzel. Exactly. It had some form of sweet thing in it that was normally fruit gummy or Oreo. Then it had
Your
like
lunch just
some
tried to
kind
kill
of
you.
drink, like a Capri Sun or something, the sad bag juice, and then a singular mozzarella cheese stick,
Jeez.
and 3 orange Tic Tacs in a Ziploc baggie. Like a Ziploc baggie that's like sandwich size, and it's just the 3 Tic Tacs in it.
I
That
always
was
brought
my
my own
lunch.
lunch too.
From grade 1 to 12.
I mean, I always brought my own lunch to school too, but mine was always planned out, and I always had different things.
You know, when you have a boomer making your lunch, and you're just like, hey, can I have something different? And she's like, oh, a banana? And I'm like, no, stop it.
You
No.
never, yeah, because you've like never had a fruit either.
Well, it was less of that and more of, I'd have to carry it around like in my bag and stuff. That shit's gonna get squeezed. It's gonna be bad. You don't want squeezed
Oh,
banana all over
but, like,
everything?
But like speaking of like weird Japanese foods, like weird, like another thing that we'd sell is mochi ice cream.
Wait, has Glenn ever had sushi?
Have you ever? You've never.
Do you
had
count
sushi?
Long John Silver's?
No.
Long John Silver's
No, we do not count that. No.
What, you don't get a box of Krispies?
That is not. Oh my god.
So next time we assemble, we take him to Asian King.
We
I've
Asian
been-
King buffet.
I've been
Yeah, what I'm saying.
Those are so good.
I've been to Asian King Buffet.
But you've never
Uh,
gotten sushi there.
Sweet and sour nuggies without the sweet and sour sauce. I've only been there like twice.
I need my coffee for this. I'm getting my coffee. Okay, I'm back.
So, to go ahead and level with all y'all out there, my family's cooking habits can be seen as lethal to some with how food is stored and prepared. So my palate in general is like a 6-year-old's wet dream. So
No, it's a
I
6-year-old's
almost
like
choked.
it's a McDonald's order. It's just, can I have nuggie with dark pepper? Please?
no. Like for example, my normal order from the McDonald's
No, McDonald's.
is
Not sponsored.
hashtag not sponsored. Please sponsor me though. So we have the triple cheeseburger from the dollar menu, plain, extra meat, extra cheese, 2 of those, a large duck bit, and then maybe a medium fry.
Our diets are so like different.
Okay,
like,
well, what would you get at McDonald's?
The only meat that I like ever like eat like ever is chicken or fish. I've never had a steak and I've never had a full hamburger.
Well, is it like a
And I don't drink soda.
well, yeah, you've already said you've had some,
Yeah.
like, some level of medical issues with that, but is the red meat like a choice thing, or is
It's
it
a
just you
choice
never
thing.
had any
It's
interest
not
in
like
it?
for me like as a kid it was also like a moral thing. Like I didn't want to like eat like for me I was like, oh, I don't want to eat a cow, but I also didn't like the taste.
That's fair.
For me, it's like, oh, I'm not a vegan, so I'm not like, oh my god, you eat meat, murderer. That's not how.
You
That's
don't
not my
have-
views.
You don't prescribe to a certain thing. You have your diet and you work with it. And that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and like at McDonald's, if I wanted like chicken, I either get like chicken nuggets or like a
McChicken?
McChicken, yeah. Those are great. And like a drink, sweet tea.
Yeah.
Or like a coffee, because that's like all I'm drinking right now.
That's fair. What's your
Why are we
McDonald's?
talking about McDonald's?
It's nice. Like,
If I
what
had
is
to go
your McDonald's order?
the two sad arches.
McDonald's, simple.
The two sad arches. Oh my god.
I'd probably they have a $6 chicken sandwich.
I know what you're talking about.
The one that they
Those are
bothered to
good.
buy a bun that's
Those are
not
so
just
good, though.
paper they shredded with wheat product.
Those are so good though.
It's still the it's still the lettuce that barely exists, but with the right
I like
sauce,
their
it
lettuce,
tastes
though.
like you're eating a sandwich. You know?
I wish I could. I want to make chicken. I want McDonald's.
Well, a McChicken, it's clearly not actually any of the things it advertises to be, but you don't really care.
Like whenever you eat a McChicken and then you eat the $6 one, you realize what real food is. Whenever you eat the $6 one, it's like you eat the McChicken and you're like, okay, this is good, and then you eat the other one and you're like, no, this is good.
No, this is.
This is the better option.
And for example, I tried the quarter pounder they have. I don't
I've
like
never.
the meat.
I've never.
I honestly.
The quarter pounder, I get what they're going for, but it actually tastes like if I at home went and just took a random slab of beef and just threw it onto my grill without seasoning it.
It's I understand that it's technically higher quality meat, but it just tastes like there's no effort.
Yeah,
went into
I
it.
don't think they season those at all. I think they're literally just beef onto a grill.
Like at least the dollar menu bubbles have some level of seasoning on them.
So I'm here all day, folks.
Yeah.
How long have we been going? We just into the camera, investigate. That's 105.
Wow, we got content, baby.
Baby. But where were we before we went to McDonald's? Oh yeah, Long John Silver's and how that's classified as
Sushi.
sushi. Yeah.
Sushi.
It is not sushi.
So, what you're
That is
telling
some
me you don't
bootleg.
get a box of Crispies?
I have not been in Long John Silver's for years.
What do y'all call Crispies? The
I don't even know what those are.
Okay, so at Long John Silver's, what you can do. So first of all, you get it, and you got get 3 pieces of catfish and such. Well, at the bottom they have the bits of batter that fell off the fish because it's crispy, you know.
Oh.
Well, what they do is if you walk in there and if you just pelt the cashier with change, they will give you a small box of just the leftover batter. So it's just
That's
the
so,
crisp.
I want that.
It's just a crispy batter, and it's because so many people have bought it, it's become an official side dish. And nearly every Long
That's
John Silver's
amazing.
I've been to, it has a different name to it. The Alls that we go to calls it Crispies, which is what I'm continuing to call it. But
I think Crispies would be a good name for it, yeah.
yeah, and so it's this weird thing where when you walk up there and you're like, can I have a side of the bad stuff? And they're like, okay, 1 box of it, and it's just there. And they've raised the price from just pelting them with change an actual $2 side item. They give it to you, and you get all.
$2?
It's for one in a treasure chest.
I want that.
Because Long John Silver's pretends it's an actual restaurant due to the weird fisherman
I'm
theme
gonna
they
look this
have.
up too.
So, Crispies, Long
If
John.
we're honest about Long John Silver, it's the fish that they sell. They're basically the McDonald's of fish. That shouldn't be possible because of how difficult it is to cook and deal with fish. How is their fish Donald's?
That's not a full box, but that's an example of Crispies and 2 Hush Puppies.
Jeez.
It's also called Crumbs with a K. For example, here's one side of just Crispies. I'm waiting for you to witness this.
No. I'm
Yeah.
not even looking it up anymore.
Because what you can do is because what they normally do is it's called the family crate, where they have a treasure chest box, and it opens up and such, and you can just ask, can I have a crate but full of the Crispies? And it's a solid pound almost of just this crispy batter. And it's the equivalent of like, if I can put the flavor into words, imagine all of the breading taken off of KFC chicken on its own.
I
And
don't know
it's
why
just
we're
that.
talking about food
It's
whenever we're talking
just
about
that.
weeb shit.
It's the Crispy Gamers podcast.
It's-
The Crispy Gamers podcast.
Is
Also,
your, like,
you
some-
straight read it out the entire audio level there. What the fuck? For like a whole second.
It's fine. You're the one editing this episode. You deal with it. This isn't my problem.
I'll just auto noise gate it. It's that easy.
Right. Simple. But
Before we begin a discussion on the difference between KFC and Long John Silver's,
Oh my god.
yes.
I think we should just wrap the episode.
Okay, wait. But do you agree they need to get rid of chicken from Long John Silver's?
Kind of. Well, you guys are doing this.
I think that it serves a purpose, not to actually be consumed, but because by being on the same grill, it makes the quasi fish taste better.
But the problem is the chicken only exists for the children who are like, "Wait, I don't like fish. Wait, I want chicken."
Do you know how many of them there are?
What do you mean?
There are too many of them.
No, fuck the kids. Give them the fish. Say it's chicken.
Do you know what Andrea ordered the last time I went to Long John Silver's?
What'd you order?
What did
The
you
fucking
go for?
chicken.
Is it bad?
I don't know.
I've never tried it.
She said she doesn't like the chicken, but it was that or eat actual fish, and she was like,
Does she not like
Yeah.
fish?
her diet is like nothing.
Okay.
Think of my diet, but on purpose.
Oh.
It's
Like,
it's a
instead of-
weird set of things. Like, she will eat a salad that is just lettuce and Caesar dressing, and that's it.
Okay.
It's. We're gonna end the episode. What happened to that?
I'm trying to think of
Shameless
this.
plug.
I'm trying to
Shameless
think.
plug.
So, before conversation happens again,
But that's content.
stop it.
That's content.
We have too much content.
We never have too much content.
Scarcity is a
The
lie.
last time we posted was like a week ago.
Scarcity is a lie.
Ugh. We drop content bombs and that's it. It's like every 3 weeks. It's like here's just 3 hours of just 2 random gamers who don't talk about video games complaining for 3 hours. Yeah, it's not great, but you know what? It works. This has
Our
been the
guest has been Dolly_Dere.
Go ahead, Flo.
No, my Instagram is Dolly.Dere. I post cosplay and I also post like art on my art account, which is in the bio, and my Twitch is Dolly_Dere, and I will continuously plug it. Please follow me.
This has been the
Which-
Crispy Gamers Podcast.
etc.
This has been the Crispy Gamers Podcast,
Thank you for having
and
me.
see y'all next time.
So, Editor Troy here. I'm supposed to add an outro, but that takes time and me giving a shit. So, subscribe, watch the other videos. Now get out of here. That's it.